Growing a business past its initial momentum feels like fighting gravity. The early traction fades, and every new inch requires disproportionately more force. This exact resistance hits companies when they reach between $500,000 and $6 million in annual revenue. This financial bracket is a known growth plateau called the mid-market dead zone. Companies stuck here fall into the push growth trap. They have outgrown the scrappy, founder-led sales motions that got them off the ground, that they don't have the massive enterprise budgets required to blanket the market with advertisements. This chart shows how that trap closes. A sharply rising line tracks customer acquisition costs, jumping an average of 26% year over year. At the same time, advertising efficiency plummets, with platforms seeing CPMs spike by 89%. The result is a flatlining revenue curve intersected by soaring expenses. Surviving this phase requires abandoning linear marketing tactics completely. Continuing the old game as costs inflate will simply crush your margins to zero. Traditional marketing operates strictly on the math of addition. Buy one ad, pay a fixed cost, generate one lead. But scaling hits market saturation. Platforms charge more, forcing the cost variable to exponentially inflate while the output shrinks. Escaping the dead zone requires a different equation. Instead of linear addition, you have to adopt the physics of multiplication. By building a system where individual inputs interlock and compound on top of each other, the math works in your favor. It is the only mathematical way to outpace aggressively rising acquisition costs. This compounding effect relies on kinetic resonance. In physics, this is a principle where matching frequencies don't just add together, they amplify each other into a single massive wave. In business, we apply this using 4 specific loops. The first is the kinetic content loop. Rather than writing disconnected blog posts, you build a single authoritative asset and fracture it into dozens of smaller pieces, driving compounding traffic. Those visitors feed directly into the community kinetic loop. A small initial group recruits their peers, forming a dense, self-sustaining network where value grows exponentially with the number of users. Next is the partnership kinetic loop. By integrating with non-competing businesses that share your exact audience, you effectively merge ecosystems. In this scenario, 1 + 1 = 5. Finally, the product kinetic loop activates. Built-in mechanics automatically trigger users to upgrade their accounts and refer new users, bypassing a traditional sales team entirely. The most common mistake companies make is falling for the isolation fallacy. They measure their content, community, partnerships, and product as completely separate, disconnected channels. When you perfectly align these 4 loops, they stop being marketing channels. They form a single machine where the exhaust from one loop acts as the highly refined fuel for the next. Let's trace how the math actually works in practice. If the content loop generates 100 highly qualified visitors, 40 of them filter directly into your community loop. Those 40 engaged community members interact with your partners and refer 20 of their peers. Out of that combined pool, 5 convert into direct product buyers. Then, the product's internal retention and upgrade mechanics kick in. They expand the revenue from those 5 initial buyers into the financial equivalent of 6 long-term customers. Your total growth is your base rate plus the multiplied impact of every active loop. This mathematical formula continuously compounds your initial effort into outsized returns that linear addition cannot touch. Building this machine is a precise 36-month evolution. It requires deep organizational discipline, not a quick hack. This chart illustrates the required endurance. Year 1 is the building phase, enduring negative returns and friction. Year 2 introduces compounding. The loops lock together, driving a sharp explosion of growth. By year 3, the system stabilizes into a highly profitable, sustainable equilibrium. The data backs up the math. In an analysis of 47 mid-market companies that implemented this exact model over 3 years, they achieved an average revenue growth of 712%. Companies stuck on traditional paid ads grew by just 187%. Stop burning capital on linear tactics that depreciate to zero the moment you stop paying for them. Build kinetic resonance, align your growth loops, and let the undeniable math of compounding do the heavy lifting.